Hey everyone, welcome to the Reality Access. Here we bring you the latest 90-Day Fiancé news and exclusive updates every day. If you enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel now. 90-Day Fiancé The Other Way: Why Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh are Season 7's true highlight. Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh are one of the two returning couples featured on 90-Day Fiancé The Other Way Season 7, and their presence instantly elevates the season. Having appeared across multiple installments of the franchise, their relationship is one that viewers have followed for years, watching it evolve through deception, heartbreak, reconciliation, cultural conflict, and eventual acceptance. Few couples in the 90-Day Fiancé universe have shared so much of their real lives on screen, which is exactly why Jenny and Sumit continue to stand out as one of the most compelling and emotionally raw pairs in the franchise. One of the most defining aspects of their relationship has always been the age difference between them. Jenny is 30 years older than Sumit, a fact that has repeatedly caused tension not only between them and Sumit's family, but also within the broader cultural expectations of Indian society. This age gap became a central issue from the moment their relationship became known, fueling opposition, judgment, and doubt from nearly everyone around them. Alongside this, cultural differences have played a constant role in their struggles, particularly for Jenny, who moved to India after spending her entire life in the United States. Adjusting to a new country, a new culture, and an entirely different way of living proved to be far more challenging than she ever imagined. Despite these obstacles, Jenny and Sumit's story has always been defined by persistence. While other couples in the franchise have walked away when faced with less, Jenny and Sumit continued pushing forward, even when the odds seemed completely stacked against them. Their willingness to fight for their relationship, even at the cost of comfort, stability, and family approval, is why they remain one of the most talked about and emotionally invested couples in The Other Way Season 7. Given how popular Jenny and Sumit are among fans, it's important to take a full look back at everything they faced throughout their journey on The Other Way, starting from their very first appearance and leading up to where they are now. Jenny and Sumit were first introduced to viewers during The Other Way Season 1, and from the beginning, their relationship was anything but conventional. The two met online, and while Jenny believed she was forming a genuine connection, Sumit initially catfished her by using a fake identity. When the truth finally came out and Sumit revealed his real appearance, Jenny was already emotionally invested. Rather than walking away, she chose to continue the relationship, feeling that their bond was deeper than the deception that started it. After maintaining a long-distance relationship for years, Jenny made the bold and life-altering decision to move to India permanently to be with Sumit. She left behind her family, friends, and familiar surroundings in America, stepping into an entirely unfamiliar world driven solely by love and hope for a future together. However, once she arrived, reality set in quickly. Sumit's family was completely unaware of Jenny's existence, and she initially believed the secrecy was due entirely to their age gap. Sumit frequently left Jenny alone in their apartment to spend time with his family, leaving her isolated in a country where she had no support system. The loneliness and confusion took an emotional toll, and Jenny began to feel like she was living a hidden life. Just when she thought things couldn't get worse, Jenny uncovered a devastating truth. Sumit had been hiding a massive secret. He was already married. Although the marriage was arranged and forced upon him by his family, the revelation shattered Jenny's trust completely. Feeling betrayed, humiliated, and heartbroken, Jenny left India in tears at the end of Season 1, believing that her relationship with Sumit was finally and permanently over. Against all expectations, Jenny and Sumit reunited in The Other Way Season 2. Despite the pain Sumit had caused, Jenny chose to give him another chance. Her decision shocked many viewers, but for Jenny, love outweighed betrayal. At the beginning of the season, she returned to India after Sumit promised that he would finalize his divorce and make their relationship official. Although Jenny was still deeply hurt, she couldn't bring herself to walk away from someone she loved so intensely. After she arrived, the couple moved into a new home together, hoping it would represent a fresh start. Unfortunately, the complications didn't end there. Sumit's parents remained firmly opposed to the relationship. Their disapproval was loud, emotional, and unrelenting. Throughout the season, Sumit was torn between his loyalty to his family and his commitment to Jenny. Much of the storyline focused on his desperate attempts to gain his parents' blessing while also navigating the legal process of his divorce. Although Sumit eventually finalized his divorce, his parents still refused to accept Jenny. The emotional strain was constant, and Jenny often felt like she was fighting an uphill battle for a future that still felt uncertain. Despite the tension, the season ended on a hopeful note when Jenny and Sumit officially became engaged, proving that their commitment to each other remained strong even without family support. The couple returned yet again in The Other Way Season 3, facing new challenges that threatened their future together. While their emotional connection had deepened, Jenny faced a serious legal issue. Her visa was set to expire. Without a valid visa, she could no longer stay in India long term. Jenny explored the option of applying for a missionary visa, but the process was complicated and required commitments she didn't feel she could honestly fulfill. With limited options left, the couple faced a reality they had been avoiding for years. If they wanted to stay together, they needed to get married. Sumit still hoped for his parents' approval, and his mother agreed to consider accepting Jenny under strict conditions. She wanted to see whether Jenny could adapt to Indian traditions and take on the role of a traditional Indian wife. To evaluate this, Sumit's parents moved in with the couple so his mother could teach Jenny how to manage a household according to Indian customs. This period was emotionally exhausting for Jenny. She struggled to meet expectations that felt unfamiliar and overwhelming, yet she made genuine efforts to learn and adapt. Over time, Sumit's parents appeared to soften, and by the end of the season, they even told Jenny that they loved her, giving viewers hope that acceptance was finally within reach. Jenny and Sumit ultimately married at the end of Season 3, though they chose not to immediately inform his parents, fearing backlash. Now, Jenny and Sumit have returned once again in The Other Way Season 7, and their story has reached a milestone many viewers once thought would never happen. After years of resistance, heartbreak, and emotional battles, Sumit's family has finally accepted their marriage. This season represents a completely new chapter. Jenny and Sumit have moved in with Sumit's family and decided to open a family cafe together, blending their personal lives with shared responsibility. While Jenny is relieved and grateful to finally be accepted, the situation brings new concerns. Living with Sumit's family means constant expectations, shared space, and the possibility that Sumit's mother may expect more from Jenny than she can comfortably give. Season 7 shows that acceptance doesn't automatically mean peace. Instead of fighting for approval, Jenny and Sumit are now learning how to live with it. Their journey highlights what happens after the struggle, when love must survive daily reality, cultural pressure, and family dynamics. Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh are one of the 2 returning couples featured on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7, and their return instantly gives the season emotional weight and depth. Unlike newer couples who are still finding their footing, Jenny and Sumit arrive with years of shared history, making their storyline feel richer and more authentic. Viewers have watched them navigate some of the most painful, complicated, and controversial situations ever shown in the franchise. Because their journey has unfolded over several seasons, their presence feels less like reality TV drama and more like a long-running real-life saga that audiences have grown deeply invested in. What makes Jenny and Sumit stand out is how much of their real struggle they have allowed viewers to see. Their relationship has been shaped by dishonesty, cultural pressure, family conflict, and emotional sacrifice, yet it has also been defined by resilience and determination. Over time, fans have seen them fall apart, come back together, and repeatedly choose each other despite overwhelming opposition. That level of emotional transparency is rare, which is why their story continues to resonate so strongly in season 7. One of the most central challenges in their relationship has always been their significant age gap. Jenny is 30 years older than Sumit, and this difference has never been treated as a minor issue. Instead, it has been a constant source of tension, judgment, and rejection, especially within Sumit's family and the cultural norms they live by. In Indian society, where traditional expectations around marriage, age, and family approval carry immense importance, their relationship has often been viewed as unacceptable. This age difference fueled much of the resistance they faced and created emotional distance not only with Sumit's parents, but also with the wider community. Alongside the age gap, cultural differences added another layer of difficulty. Jenny uprooted her entire life in the United States to move to India, a place where language, customs, and daily routines were completely unfamiliar to her. What she initially believed would be an exciting adjustment quickly became an overwhelming challenge. From household expectations to social norms, Jenny often felt lost and unsupported, making her sacrifices even more significant. Still, persistence has always been at the heart of Jenny and Sumit's story. Time and again, they refused to give up, even when faced with betrayals that would have ended most relationships. While many couples in the franchise have broken apart under far less pressure, Jenny and Sumit continued pushing forward, choosing love over comfort, stability, and even family approval. That level of emotional commitment is what makes them such a powerful presence in The Other Way Season 7. To truly understand why they remain such a standout couple, it's important to revisit their journey from the very beginning. Jenny and Sumit were first introduced to viewers during The Other Way Season 1, and their relationship immediately stood out as unconventional. They met online, and at first, Jenny believed she was connecting with someone completely genuine. However, it was later revealed that Sumit had catfished her, using a fake identity in photos. When the truth finally came out, Jenny was already emotionally attached. Rather than ending things, she chose to look past the deception, believing that the connection they had built was real and meaningful, despite the rocky start. After years of maintaining a long-distance relationship, Jenny made one of the biggest decisions of her life. She moved to India to be with Sumit. Leaving behind her home, loved ones, and everything familiar, she stepped into an uncertain future driven purely by love. However, once she arrived, the challenges became immediate and intense. Sumit's family had no idea about Jenny or their relationship. At the time, Jenny believed the secrecy stemmed mainly from their age difference. Sumit often left her alone in their apartment to spend time with his family, which made Jenny feel isolated and invisible. Living in a foreign country without friends or support, she struggled with loneliness and confusion, questioning her place in Sumit's life. Then came the most devastating revelation of all. Jenny discovered that Sumit had been hiding a life-altering secret. He was already married. Although the marriage was arranged and imposed on him by his family, the truth shattered Jenny completely. She felt betrayed, embarrassed, and emotionally destroyed. By the end of Season 1, Jenny left India heartbroken and convinced that her relationship with Sumit had come to a painful and permanent end. Surprisingly, their story didn't stop there. In The Other Way Season 2, Jenny and Sumit reunited, a decision that shocked many viewers. Despite the immense pain Sumit had caused, Jenny chose to forgive him and give her relationship another chance. For her, love outweighed betrayal, and she believed walking away would hurt more than trying again. At the start of the season, Jenny returned to India after Sumit promised to finalize his divorce and fully commit to her. Although the wounds were still fresh, Jenny couldn't deny her feelings. The couple moved into a new home together, hoping to start over. Unfortunately, the obstacles they faced only grew more complicated.
Sumit's parents remained strongly opposed to the relationship. Their disapproval was constant and emotionally draining, placing Sumit in an impossible position between his family and the woman he loved. Much of the season revolved around his struggle to satisfy both sides while navigating the lengthy legal process of ending his marriage. Even after Sumit finalized his divorce, his parents refused to accept Jenny. The emotional pressure was relentless, and Jenny often felt as though she was fighting alone for a future that remained uncertain. Still, the season concluded with a glimmer of hope when Jenny and Sumit became officially engaged, proving that their commitment to each other was stronger than outside opposition. Their journey continued in Other Way Season 3, where new challenges emerged. Although their bond had grown stronger, Jenny faced a serious legal problem. Her visa was nearing expiration. Without a long-term visa, staying in India was no longer possible. Jenny considered applying for a missionary visa, but the process required commitments she didn't feel she could honestly make. With few options left, the couple faced a reality they had long avoided. Marriage was no longer a symbolic idea, it was a necessity. Sumit still hoped for his parents' blessing, and his mother agreed to reconsider under strict conditions. She wanted proof that Jenny could adapt to Indian traditions and fulfill the role of a traditional wife. To assess this, Sumit's parents moved in with the couple temporarily, allowing his mother to teach Jenny how to manage an Indian household. This period was incredibly stressful for Jenny. The expectations placed on her were unfamiliar and demanding, yet she genuinely tried to learn and adapt. Over time, Sumit's parents appeared to soften, and by the end of the season, they even expressed affection toward Jenny. Although the acceptance felt fragile, it gave viewers hope. Jenny and Sumit ultimately married at the end of Season 3, though they kept it from their parents out of fear of backlash. Now, in The Other Way Season 7, their story reaches a point many once believed was impossible. After years of resistance, Sumit's family has finally accepted their marriage. This season marks a new phase as Jenny and Sumit move in with their family and decide to open a cafe together. While Jenny is grateful to finally be welcomed, new concerns arise. Living with Sumit's family brings shared responsibilities, cultural expectations, and the fear that Sumit's mother may expect more than Jenny can realistically give. Season 7 shows that acceptance doesn't erase challenges, it simply changes them.
90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Why Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh's are Season 7's highlight. Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh are one of two returning couples featured on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way Season 7. The couple has previously appeared on 3 seasons of The Other Way, so viewers are familiar with their story. Jenny is 30 years older than Sumit, which has been an obstacle in their relationship. Cultural differences have also played a part, as Jenny has found it difficult to adjust to living in India after living in America for her entire life. Since Jenny and Sumit are one of the more popular couples on The Other Way Season 7, we figured it would be good to take a look back on the journey. Here's everything the couple has faced on The Other Way from Season 1 up until now. Jenny and Sumit were first introduced to viewers during The Other Way Season 1. While Sumit initially catfished Jenny, she fell in love with him and was still attracted to him when he showed her his real picture. After years of long distance, Jenny finally decided to move to India to be with Sumit. The move was quite the challenge, however. Sumit's family didn't know about his relationship with Jenny, which she believed to be solely due to their age gap. Sumit would often leave Jenny alone to go and be with his family, which left her frustrated. At the end of the season, Jenny discovered that Sumit had been hiding a huge secret from her. He had been secretly married all along, although it was an arranged marriage his family had forced him into. Jenny left India in tears, believing her relationship with Sumit was over for good. Jenny returned to India to give Sumit another chance during The Other Way Season 2. To the surprise of many, Jenny and Sumit reconciled after Season 1. At the beginning of Season 2, Jenny even decided to go back to India to be with Sumit. He promised that he would work on finalizing his divorce as soon as possible. While Jenny was still hurt, she loved Sumit too much to let him go. Once Jenny arrived in India, she and Sumit moved into a new home. However, things quickly became complicated again. Sumit's parents were strictly opposed to his relationship with Jenny, and he spent the season chasing after their blessing. His divorce was finalized, but his parents were still reluctant to accept them. Nonetheless, the season ended on a positive note for Jenny and Sumit as they officially became engaged. Jenny and Sumit returned for a third time during The Other Way Season 3. While their relationship had improved, Jenny had to find a way to stay in India before her visa expired. She looked into getting a missionary visa, but ultimately didn't feel like she'd be able to fully commit to the process. This left only one option. Jenny and Sumit had to get married. Sumit wanted his parents to be on board with the relationship, and his mom agreed to consider it under a few conditions. She wanted to ensure that Jenny could be a proper Indian housewife. Sumit's parents moved in with the couple temporarily so that his mom could teach Jenny how to run a proper Indian household. By the end of the season, Sumit's parents seemed more accepting and even told Jenny that they loved her. Jenny and Sumit ended up getting married at the end of the season, although they didn't tell his parents. Sumit's family has finally accepted his marriage with Jenny on The Other Way Season 7. Jenny and Sumit have now returned to The Other Way for Season 7. The couple has come a long way, and Sumit's family has finally embraced their marriage with open arms. This season, Jenny and Sumit even moved in with his family and decided to open a family cafe with them. While Jenny is happy to finally be accepted, she is worried that Sumit's mom will expect too much from her.